Today is September 5th, 2015. And this video is about the fact that black women do not know how to take care of their children. You're going to see something very kind of unusual to the degree that there is 3 generations in this fight. Something unusual in the aspect that any normal mother, this is me as a little boy, me right here, I'm old. That's me when I was about 3 years old. That's my mother, my brother, my sister. My mother was a very young mother. She had me when she was 17 years old, basically 18 years old. But my mother, she put her life aside, or she blended her life. My mother went out. She was not the perfect mother, but my mother got us in bed. She got us up. She made us breakfast, dinner, lunch. I remember my mother, I wouldn't eat my oatmeal. My mother said, don't eat it. I was like, cool, because I'm not eating it. She said, don't eat it. So a little later in the day, she made some grilled cheese sandwiches. Now I said, now I'll eat that. Mother was like, there's your oatmeal over there. You can see that look on my face. I must have given her. It's like, I don't eat oatmeal. I thought I told you. She said, don't eat it. So I guess it must have been about 2 in the afternoon. After I got mad, my stomach got even more angry. And I went over to the table and I sat down and I ate that oatmeal. And then my sister, Darlene, that's Darlene right there, she came and she said, if you had eaten it when it was hot, you could have put milk and sugar on it and butter and it would have been so good. And if you're eating it while it's hot, you let it get cold. So the next time my mother made oatmeal, I guess who was the first one at the table with the butter, the sugar, and the milk? I don't eat milk and sugar anymore, but I still eat oatmeal. All right? These things right here, I'm sorry, this scene is very typical of black women with the hair weave. I think it's really driving them crazy. But there's a little girl in this scene. Let me go ahead and run this. I'll comment throughout. See that little girl right there with the Coke? It's nighttime. Apparently, she hasn't eaten yet because they're in Popeye's fried chicken. My dinner's already cooked for the night. I cook my dinner 2 days in advance, and I'm gonna make some more dinner tonight for tomorrow. But anyhow, my mother cooked our dinner, and then after when my sister was that age, I'm pretty sure she knew how to cook herself. I worked in the restaurant industry, and you hated Friday, Saturday nights because these young black mothers would come in with their daughters, their children, at 10:55 at night feeding the children. The children haven't eaten. Then they give them a Coke, wake them up, give them a Coke. I know the kid doesn't get back to sleep. Anyway, there's so many things wrong with this video, but I'm going to let you look at it. That's my daughter. That's my daughter. Please don't be my daughter. All right, you go see. Pour the crack and you go see. You go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead. They all got on hair weaves, and they're all crazy. Each one of them are crazy. Now, at this point, do you think that maybe these two would say, let me get my daughter. Would you please understand that I have to get my daughter out of here? No. Mm-mm. It's okay. It's okay. That's another ace. Now, rather than leaving, okay, let me give you some advice. If you go, first of all, feed your children before nighttime. If you have to go out hoochieing, leave your children at home. They need to be at home reading a book or something, trying to write something or learn something, build something, paint something, draw something. They shouldn't be out hanging out with you 3 generations. And then, what do you think is going to be out? I bet you anybody that was a Friday or Saturday night. Why? Why would you have your daughter out there? Why would you? Why wouldn't? Is there no one in the group, in this group right here with the child, that could say, or someone over there say, let's just go? All right? No. Uh-uh. And they love to put people in jail. That's why she was there, because she's going to put everybody and get everybody arrested. The other thing about this, and I've talked about it so many times, is the simp black man, the simp effeminized homo thug that wouldn't. They're like fanning the flames of this fight. They want to see a fight. Why? Because they're raised by these. The black men are raised by them. Get it, Cass. ECW. Get it, Cass. Get it, Cass. I got it, man. Follow this lit right now. Follow the lit right now. What's up? Okay, we condos. We recorded everything. As I always say, where there's one, there's no fun. Where there's two, you better run. And where there's three, I will not be. If I was in this Popeyes and I saw these, when the girls walked in, I would have left. I would have got the Fig Newton cookies and cakes out of there. Don't hang around black women, because this is the kind of night that you'll have. Look at that. No white supremacy. No mean police officers. No Ku Klux Klan. Just black women fighting each other over a child. While a child is subject to get hurt. Why didn't that child get punched in the face except for the grace of God? Not one of those girls. Not one. Not even. First of all, like I said, you should have got out of there when the argument started. I was at the Bernie Sanders convention. I went to the front of. I pushed my way to the front to try to get pictures. White man looked at me. He said, "You think you're being very rude, and you pushed away, and all these people have been waiting." You know what? I said, "You're right." I packed up all my stuff and I left, and I had a good time. I said, "I'm sorry for my shortcomings," and I left. I went to the back of the arena. I have pictures. This is me at the Bernie Sanders convention. I didn't stop, argue, fight. I said, "You're right." He wasn't expecting that. He was trying to make. He was trying to look out for whatever reason. Cross the street. Foolish legs run to trouble. All right. I'm not making any money off of making these videos yet. I don't care if I ever make money. I had dinner tonight. I have a place to lay my head. I got clothes to wear. I got a computer. I have so many blessings. I'm trying to help you out. You people who listen, you can help other people out. Do not hang around black women. They don't care about their kids. They don't care about each other.
Oh, she about to go in her bag. You going to jail. You going to jail.
Okay. They sent one police officer into this crap because they knew this was a bunch of black women fighting. All right. The other thing is, black women don't even have any respect for it. This lady didn't respect her own self, because if she did, she wouldn't have had her dang daughter or granddaughter out late at night. And this girl didn't respect her. Don't you have a mother? Would you want your mother being beat up by some girl? Did you notice this one right here didn't get confident until the police got there? She didn't do anything. She didn't. As soon as that white police officer showed up, that's when she wanted to start fighting. Police officer should have put the cuffs on her ass.
This whole thing was a calamity from the onset. The lady in the beginning said that she was a mother, but she was acting a fool right in front of her children. Then she had one of her children, the one that had the shades on top of her head. She called another black person's child ugly. I'm thinking, like, wait a minute here. Whose standard of beauty are you using? And it also makes me think about the brother W.E. Du Bois calling Marcus Messiah Garvey fat, black, and ugly, and some other negative things. It makes no sense when we, talk about one another and mistreat each other, because we're using racism, white supremacy tactics on our own selves. And aren't we supposed to be stopping racism, white supremacy? That's why I say, if we stop racism, white supremacy, we still have to.
White supremacy. Talk about white supremacy. Let's talk about white supremacy for a second. This is white supremacy. Excuse me. This is white supremacy from what I know. These girls and other people like them through over 4 years, we've been feeding the hungry. I've been helping them to feed the hungry, which I am one of the hungry. Look at those girls. Look how they smile. All the white girls wear the hair weaves. Look at the black people. You see them? See them? That's what I know about white supremacy. They're superior to the black women. White women are superior to black women. White women, these girls feed black people and white people in the neighborhood. That's what I know about white supremacy. Black on black discrimination, black on black violence.
Change the mindset of some of our own brothers and sisters, because they're using those same schemes against our own people. And And then this mother, so-called mother, allows her young child, the little girl, to get in a few words and say some stupid things as well. So what do you think this little girl is going to grow up to be, and as far as her mindset and her actions?
What do you think she's going to be? It's right there in front of your face. She's going to be one of them. She's going to be this one. She's going to be this one, this old one. She's going to have a baby by that one. These black men are so ineffective. All they want to do is take pictures and get on WorldStar.
You know, especially when she goes out trying to seek a significant other, as far as a boyfriend, a fiance, and a husband. Brothers don't want to put up with that stuff, and neither do sisters. We all want mature people that we can date and marry. This quarrel was already escalating, but it escalated even further when the young sister threw that cup across the room, hitting one of the sisters, but also what was in the cup also hit the young sister in the face. That behavior is not cool. It's out of pocket, and it has to be called out. See, sisters, you can't call yourselves queens and princesses without having the behavior of queens and princesses. And same thing for us as guys. We can't call ourselves kings and prince without that behavior that goes along with those titles. Even the whole phrase Black Lives Matter, that's a charlatan phrase. Because we're being hypocrites. We only focus on what white people do to us, but we never focus on what black people do to us. Then you had the sister who came over questioning the brothers, asking them why they were recording the fight. And I'm thinking, like, sister, you know why they're recording it. They're recording it for preeminence, which makes no sense. But instead of this sister worrying about why were they recording that fight, she should have been asking those sisters, why were they fighting each other? And also, she should have been asking herself, why wasn't she stopping the fight? That makes no sense.
Well, I can tell you why. Because black women hate themselves. They hate their children. They hate themselves. Why would they have all this crap on their hair, on their head? Why would they put? It's running them crazy. They hate themselves. They hate what looks like them.
To me, also, this entire scene looked like a WWE tables, chairs, and ladders match because those sisters were carrying around and swinging those chairs to harm one another. And then you had one of the brothers, the main camera guy, who was instigating and using profanity, egging the sisters on to fight. Brothers, what was wrong with us? I saw multiple brothers just standing around, even one moving out of the way instead of assisting the sisters to make sure that these sisters don't fight each other. Again, we never use common sense, and we allow racism, white supremacy to be used on us, and we take it and use it on each other. One brother talked about the 4th of July in Harlem. Why are black people celebrating the 4th of July? Do we not understand that our ancestors were still slaves when the United States got its freedom? Also, do we not understand that Thomas Jefferson, the former president, who was an author of the Declaration...
Do you know who ran the plantations? A. The white man. B. The white woman. C. The black man. Or B. Mammy. Mammy. Mammy ran the plantation. Mammy still runs the plantation. Go to Trident Tech College. And see who runs it. Mammies. Everywhere. Counseling. Vice president. Instructors. They're all over the place. Number one, do not Do not believe anything that I say. Number two, don't believe anybody else. Number three, make your own videos. Number four, do your own research. Do your own research. Contemplate what you will, but that you will to contemplate is a rarity. Where there's one, there's no fun. Where there's two, you better run. Where there's three or more, I promise you, I will not be.
Of independence was a slave owner. You had
Good night.
Francis Scott Key, who was the author of the Star Spangled Banner. He was a slave owner and wrote negatively about black slaves in the third verse, the fifth and sixth lines of the Star Spangled Banner. And then you talk about Harlem as far as New York. In Harlem, they've been gentrifying black people, and then there were black slaves in New York City as far as the slave market, and also our black ancestors helped build Wall Street. So we're out celebrating and fighting each other during the 4th of July instead of strategizing somewhere in private how we're going to come up economically and also politically and other areas of life as well. This makes no sense at all, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're more intelligent than this to be out fighting each other, especially in public. And we shouldn't be fighting each other in private either. I personally want the best for every black, African, and Melanoid person. But we must focus on the things that hinder our progress with one another, so that way we can turn around and go after racism, white supremacy, and tear down that destructive system, because we want to be powerful and not weak. If all we're going to do is fight and fuss and argue and cuss each other out, whether it's online or, face to face, we'll never, break the cycle of racism, white supremacy. And as always, I say this in love and I do this.
Good night.